Welcome, guys, back to the I Love Wrestling podcast. I'm your host, Justin Woolwine, and today we are doing a top 10 AEW Wrestlers of the year. If you haven't watched it already, go ahead and go check out the WWE side of things. And the whole ILWPOD crew has these coming out, so go check out Pops's, Nasty Nate's, Mason's, Isaac's. Go watch them. They're all great. But I'm going to get the ball rolling. We're going to get this started right. I'm going to throw this out here. This is my opinion, my top 10 who I think did the best. There's some people on here that I didn't throw out there because it's my opinion. A couple honorable mentions that I'd like to just put in here. One, Takeshita. I did not put Takeshita on here. And honestly, it's because of the Don Callis family. I feel like the Don Callis family's holding him back, which some might argue there's somebody on here that's in the Don Callis family, and I put him on here, but I feel like he's done a lot. So that's that with him. There's been some other kind of breakout performances like Chris Statlander. Some might put Mercedes Moné on here, which I did not. There's some people that, it might piss you off that they're not on this list. But I'm going to start off with number 10, and I'm going to put the man who held the AEW Championship hostage for the majority of the year, and that's Jon Moxley. No matter what you say, Moxley holds it down. I wasn't a huge fan of the Death Rider storyline. I wasn't a huge fan of a lot of his matches, but he was there. He's there every week. He was the World Heavyweight Champion. And so, liking or not, I put him at the 10 slot. Somebody who I think really showed out and showed a lot of potential this year, Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong, I put at number 9. Once again, shows up, outperforms, and I think Roderick Strong should be a champion in 2026. In the number 8 spot, I put Kyle Fletcher. And this one's interesting because I know on like AEW Dynamite live streams, I talk a lot of crap about Kyle Fletcher and in his in-ring work. Sometimes I feel like Kyle does too much, but he's had great matches with Will Ospreay, Mike Bailey, Mark Briscoe, and TNT champion. And he did it a really good. I loved his feud. I liked his feud with Dustin to win that title. So I'm going to put Kyle Fletcher on here. And that's the only member of the Don Callis family I put on here. And the reasoning behind that is because I feel like he was the breakout star of the Don Callis family this year. The next two would have been higher on this list if not for injuries, I feel like. So at the 7 slot, I'm going to put Swerve Strickland. I was really excited to see him return here at the end of the year. I'm excited to see him and Joe and Hangman and MJF compete in this Fatal 4-Way at the end of the year. I just feel like Swerve's had a lot of good years, and the injury this year set him back a little bit. So let's see what happens in 2026. Maybe next year when we do one of these, it looks a little bit different. Number 6. This is a guy that, love him or hate him, which I tend to do the latter, is Will Ospreay. And Ospreay is somebody that you can't argue is over with the AEW audience. He does put out incredible matches. I just think my personal feelings towards wrestling is obviously the show and the performance takes a toll on your body, but you should never do it. You should never do the sport in a way that can permanently harm you or your opponent. And I feel like sometimes Ospreay, kind of like Kyle Fletcher, puts himself in just risks that's unnecessary risks. So that's why Ospreay is not higher on my list. I'll be 100% honest with you. The next guy I feel like has made his mark outside of wrestling a lot more than he did in AEW, and that's why he's at my number 5 spot. But if he was on AEW TV more, I've definitely given him a spot. And that's MJF. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, I feel like does a great job. I don't think you can make a top 10 AEW list without putting Maxwell Jacob Friedman on the list. But like I said, he missed a lot of TV, whether it was for filming shows, rehabbing injuries, being in movies. So nothing against Max for getting out there, getting his name out there, and making himself a bigger star. But as far as AEW goes, I feel like Max would have been higher on the list if he was there more. I really enjoyed him winning the CMLL championship, winning the Casino Gauntlet, and earning his shot at being added to the AEW World Title match at World's End, which he cashed in. And you can't take away Max's mic work. He is the best on the mic in all of AEW. I'll throw that out there right now. Number 4, and this is just for their stellar performance inside that ring, is Claudio. Claudio Castagnoli cannot have a bad match. He's been one of my favorites inside the ring since I saw him in the early 2010s as Cesaro. So Claudio, once again, I don't know how you make an AEW top 10 list without putting Claudio Castagnoli on it. Claudio is my number 4. Number 3, and some of you might be really surprised that this man made it this high on the list. I put Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe has had a breakout year, and I'm so glad that somebody finally gives one of the Briscoes the flowers that they deserve. Mark Briscoe has absolutely knocked it clean out of the park, whether he's being Ring of Honor World Champion, whether he's being TNT Champion. His matches with Kyle Fletcher have been crazy. His match and feud with MJF was great. I think 2025 just showed us what Mark Briscoe can do. I think 2026, the spotlight really gets shine on Mark, and I can't wait to see it. So I'm excited to see what happens with Mark. I think it would have been incredible to see what the Briscoes could do together on AEW TV. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, so I'm glad that Mark's getting his chance to shine. Number 2, and my favorite female on the roster, Toni Storm. Timeless Toni Storm always knocks it out of the park. Best female on the mic, and I would argue best female in the ring. She's held down that AEW women's title division the whole time she's been there. I mean, since she walked into AEW to now, every iteration Toni Storm has been phenomenal. But what Toni has done in 2025 and even in 2024 has been absolutely timeless. So I can't wait to see what Toni does next. Number 1, and this one is because I don't think he's had a bad match. He kind of got us away from the whole Death Rider being ahead of everybody's storyline. And I really enjoy watching his protagonistic arc throughout AEW's history. And that's none other than Hangman Adam Page. I think even though his booking, like him being booked as AEW champion, was lackluster, which I don't think that was his fault. I think there's others, powers that be, that could, step up in that department. I think Hangman Page has done his job very well. And anytime he's given chicken shit, he makes chicken salad, and Hangman has done that. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. As always, make sure to like, share, subscribe. If you are not a member yet here on YouTube, make sure to join us. You get access to all the interviews with independent talent, pro wrestling talent all around the world, from TNA to the greats in the indies, to former WWE, TNA, AEW talent. You get all those early. As soon as they drop,